Let's suppose that a future event takes place whereby Saeed has a son, and his son turned 13. He's starting to get boners. His voice is getting deeper, and he's clearly becoming a man. Or let's suppose that Saeed has a daughter, and she's turned also 12, 13, and she's starting to look like a woman, and she's already had her first bleeding. Okay, she's become a woman, and either his son or his daughter have now become a man, a woman, and obviously he wants to initiate them. And what a better way than to take them somewhere beautiful, out in raw, pure nature, and have them have their first psychedelic experience. So I can hear some people over there on the other side now saying, sign me up, sign me up. And so, what would I make sure that they do before their first psychedelic trip? Besides me going there and being, their trip sitter, what is it that I would make sure my son or my daughter would know how to do before they have their first psychedelic trip? And my answer to that question would be meditation. I would make sure that before that event takes place, that my son, my daughter, they have been meditating quite a bit, and they've been developing a solid meditative practice. And because if they are able to go into meditation, and if they're able to establish deep states of meditation, they will be able to handle the tuning of the energy that the psychedelic does to the human psyche. Because what psychedelics do is they tune your brain into a different frequency. Okay? They're a tuning knob. Think of mushrooms, think of LSD, think of peyote, any psychedelic. Think of it as a tuning knob. See, consciousness is consciousness. That's Brahman. And if you want to know about consciousness, go look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and just look and stop thinking and just look. And there's you. There's Brahman. There is consciousness. There is awareness. And so there's the softwares that are playing the movies. And they're different frequencies. So the astral plane is a different frequency than this plane. And they go on for infinity. So psychedelics will take your brain, change the radio frequency. And that's exactly what meditation does. Okay? So I would make sure that my son knows how to meditate, my daughter knows how to meditate, and they can navigate their way around their psyche through meditation, and they're able to calm themselves down if they need to. Most importantly, they're able to track their breath. What's going on with their breath? Okay? If there's an old saying in yoga, he who masters breath masters life. If you are with your breath, because you are your breath, Brahman is the breath. Okay, that's the actor. That's you. Brahman, you're the breath. If you want to know, go look yourself in the mirror and just breathe. That's you. That's the spirit, the Holy Ghost. Okay? The actor playing out all these different roles. So I would make sure they know how to meditate. I'd make sure they do some kind of breathing meditation specifically. Okay? Because if they're able to track their breath and if they're able to slow it down, then if the energy is too overwhelming, because sometimes you do psychedelics and it plugs you into these higher energies, and you don't know what to do with these energies. And then people have bad trips, they have visions of delusion, and they become all, it becomes all grandiose. And I've had that many times. Just go watch my video, 6 grams of mushrooms. I was on a quite a grandiose trip there, an ego trip. So it's not that these things dissolve your ego per se. Sometimes they'll just take you on a different trip, on a different ego trip. So if you're able to slow down your breath, you are almost certainly going to be able to handle the energy, these higher energies that the psychedelics tune you in, and you're most certainly going to have a blissful trip. Okay? People say the trip will take you wherever it takes you, and I used to think that. I would have to say, if you know how to meditate and if you know how to slow your breath down, you should be okay. I don't see how the trip could go anything but blissful. Because if you're able to slow down your breath, and if things get overwhelming, and if the trip gets overwhelming in the energy, my God, it plugs you into these higher energies. And so, I was watching Dragon Ball Super, and I'm in the final saga now, the Power Tournament, which has been so far been a lot of fun actually. And the Saiyan from the 6th universe, the girl, I forget her name. She's like shy, but if she starts to cry, that emotion triggers her, and she becomes, this legendary Super Saiyan, right? And so her first few transformations, she didn't know how to control the energy, and she became this giant monster, and nobody could stop her, not even Goku. But he wasn't trying, really. If he was trying, but he wasn't really trying. But anyway, so she couldn't be stopped, and it's too much energy, and she was destroying everyone. She knocked a few people off the ring, and then she lost her energy and she got tired, and she didn't know how to control it. And then a few transformations down the line, she knew how to control it. So now she could use it better, she can maintain it longer. It doesn't exhaust her as much. And so in the same thing, these things could tune you to very high energies that you're not used to in your current state of affairs, in your current radio station that you're plugged into. But if you know how to meditate, you will be able to handle the energy for the most part. Because if things get too overwhelming, your heart is beating too fast, you come back to your breath, and you start to calm it down. You calm it down, you calm it down, you calm it down. 15, 20 minutes, you'll be blissful. You'll be blissful. And so then, my message in this video would be to learn how to meditate. Okay, if some of you guys are thinking of dabbling with psychedelics and you've never dabbled with them before, or if you've had a bad trip, a previous bad trip at some point or other, or if it has been a while and you're just kind of a little bit of nervous, go and learn how to meditate. Because honestly, there isn't anything that psychedelics would give you that meditation doesn't. Except with meditation, psychedelics, you literally it's exactly how the case with that Saiyan from the 6th universe. You guys who watch Dragon Ball Super will know what I'm talking about. Psychedelics will give you this incredible energy. You might be able to handle it, you might not, but you're gonna go back to your base form, and then you're like, how do I get back there? And you're like, spend your whole life trying to get back there, and then you come to realize that, okay, I can meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate and daily and meditate. And if you keep doing that, you keep cultivating that meditative practice, pretty soon, it wouldn't even take you that much if you're actually sitting down diligently meditating and you clear your head of all the other stuff. You just sit down and meditate. It won't be long before you are kind of almost always on psychedelics. And I'm experiencing that lately because I have been meditating upwards to 3 hours a day. And I do it sort of dispersed throughout the day. Okay, I do it in the morning, I do it in the evening, I do it midway through the day, and I do it before sleep. I kind of do it throughout. Okay, So I'll sit maybe, you know, right now, maybe I'll sit for 45 minutes at the most, an hour. Okay, and I just kind of do it throughout the day. You know, I sort of do it throughout the day. And honestly, I'm having these psychedelic like visions in my meditations. Okay, I'm having these, you know, white lights, geometric shapes, all kinds of things, that you experience with psychedelics. I am experiencing incredible states of serenity, calmness, and everything that I've experienced on psychedelics, on big trips. I'm now seeing that if I actually meditate throughout the day and I make my life a meditation, meaning I don't come out of a meditation. Mind you, I'm talking to you right now, but I'm very aware of my breath. Okay, and I've been very aware ever since I left my house on a walk, even though, I meditated and everything, but I'm not coming out of meditation. Okay, I'm paying attention to my breath. I'm making sure it is always slowed down. And I'm going to make a separate video for why that is very crucial, that your heart rate is always resting, that it is always as low as possible. You will need less sleep, you'll have incredible amount of energy, incredible focus. The benefits are endless. Okay, so that is my recommendation for you, is to learn how to meditate. If you're thinking of doing psychedelics, maybe back off for a little bit. Maybe if you back off for a month or two, learn how to meditate in that month or two, and then go into your psychedelics. Because now, you're essentially, without knowing how to meditate, you're going into a battle with no weapon, and you might be able to pick a weapon along the way. When I dabbled with psychedelics, I went into the battle with no weapons. If I went back in time and I said, Saeed, what is the one thing I would have had you do? Not should have, because everything is perfect, everything happens as it should happen. But what would be the one thing that I would have you do before all your psychedelic trips? It would be learn how to meditate, because I didn't meditate at the time. I didn't know how to meditate. I didn't know shit about meditation. I always thought it's too boring. I want excitement. I started doing psychedelics for excitement. And I went in with no weapon to all my trips, and I usually picked up a weapon. Just like, you kind of go in, you hope that no arrow will take you down, so you're kind of like going on a martyr mission in the beginning. You hope that you surrender, you hope that all the enemy arrows are not going to take you down, and either they take you down or they don't. And so if they don't, then you pierce through the enemy line, you pick up their bow and arrow, you pick up a weapon, and now you have weapons. So that could happen. That was for me the case, because the vast majority of my trips were absolutely blissful and insightful and life-altering in a very, very, very positive way. Okay, but why not go in with a sword? Why not go in with a bow and arrow? Why not go in with a shield? Why not go in prepared? Okay, why not go into battle prepared? Okay, so it's really that's just, hopefully I made my point here as to the importance of meditation. And regarding psychedelics, I'll finish off with a story that I have told before, but I will tell it again just to emphasize the point. Ram Dass, I have a feeling a lot of you guys know who Ram Dass is. I've talked about him a lot in my videos. He was a Harvard psychologist, and he experimented with dubious amounts of psychedelics. And he realized that there are some sages in the East that can maybe tell him what's going on here, what's up. He was able to make, eventually you make the connection that psychedelics and meditation are very similar. So then he went east to India, and he met his guru, okay? And his guru is a self-enlightened, self-realized being, enlightened being, okay? So he gives him the equivalence of 9 tabs of acid, and nothing happens to him. And then he goes back to America, and then he talks to his colleagues about it, and his colleagues tell him, come on, he didn't take them. Go back, he didn't take them. Go back and give him more, make sure you take them. He went back to India the second time, gave him even more, equivalent of 10 tabs, like 1,000 micrograms of LSD. And this time he's watching his guru, making sure he's gonna take the tabs. Now his guru can read minds, okay? So he looks at Ram Dass, and because he knows that Ram Dass has a doubt in his mind that he didn't take them. And he says, look, looks at Ramdas, and he shows him that, look, I'm taking them. And about half an hour, 45 minutes after, he starts to act like he's going crazy and he's going insane, and Ramdas is like, oh my God, what did I do to this guy? And then he looks at him and he's like, he's just messing around with him, right? He's joking with him. Nothing happened to him. Nothing happened to the guru. Like he's there. Okay? He's there. He's already made it. He's already made it to the kingdom of heaven. He's a permanent resident of the kingdom of heaven. And so are we all. We're all permanent residents of the kingdom of heaven. And so this is just to emphasize the point that, all the psychedelic does is shows you the possibility. Now, if you would like to, again, another quote, which I believe his teacher, not guru, told him, maybe his guru, I don't know, but he told him that it's better. What psychedelics do is they show you Christ. You hang out with Christ for an afternoon. It's better to be Christ than to hang out with Christ. Okay? So meditation is going to be basically the way in which you're going to access more and more that inner Christ within you, that inner Buddha within you. Okay? So if you are planning on psychedelic trip in the near future, good luck. Go on my playlist, psychedelic playlist. I have many insightful videos about how to prepare for your first psychedelic trip. Okay, this was just a little thing here, but the actual preparation goes much deeper than that. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll make videos on this topic. I love making videos on psychedelics. I believe that's how a lot of the audience of this channel has found this channel, through psychedelic related content. Am I still experimenting with psychedelics? Yes, I am, and I will be for some time. So I want to thank all the Patreons for their support to this channel. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. And if you would like to give me the chance to do YouTube full time, then you could pledge your support with as little as $2 a month. Okay? So if you would like to do that and become part of the Patreon family, the link for the Patreon is in the description. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the support. And until next time, may the force be with you.